Tonight in the Bradenton area, families around that Piney Point reservoir are able to return to their homes. But a lot of people say they're still concerned because workers are continuing to pump wastewater out of that leaking pond and into Tampa Bay. Our reporter Wendy Lane spoke with some of the folks who live in the area. She has more from Port Manatee, where that water's still being pumped into the bay right now. Wendy?
This whole situation has truly been a double-edged sword. So to diminish the threat of a total collapse, this green-colored water you can see right now, it's contaminated and it's being pumped into a canal where you can see all that foam blowing around, and it's flowing right into Tampa Bay. It's been a long and scary 5 days for people who live near the Piney Point gypsum stacks. More than 300 homes and many businesses were under a mandatory evacuation order after a leak in a gypsum stack full of contaminated water at the old Piney Point phosphate mine threatened to collapse. 85-year-old Yoko Willis, who lives only about a half mile from the leaking stack, says she is thankful to be back home now after evacuating on Friday when the terrifying alert went out of the threat of a total collapse.
If water come all the way down here, see, I experienced, in Japan we have, a lot of tsunami and stuff, so we don't want to stay here when the water comes over.
State and federal funding helped to bring in additional pumps to quickly drain water out of the leaking pond, which helped the threat of a total collapse to go down so that people were able to return home. Right now, the leak continues, and so does the effort to drain hundreds of millions of gallons of contaminated water. Now the big concern is the contaminated water that is going into Tampa Bay. Now the water is being pumped into the bay at about 23,000 gallons a minute. And right now there's several agencies who are working together. They're on boats out in the bay and that are constantly testing that water quality. In Manatee County, I'm Wendy Lane reporting.
And coming up later tonight at 10, we're going to have a look at what the state government is doing and how it's responding after this breach. Our Capitol reporter, Forrest Saunders, based in Tallahassee, will have this full story. So please join us for Fox 4 News at 10 to see that part of the puzzle.